Hello students, this is Akshita, your educator, and I welcome you all on the platform of Global Online. For CTET December 2023 examination, Global Online application has come up with a complete course where we'll be discussing the whole syllabus of the CTET examination. In today's lecture, we'll be talking about the topic named as lines and angles. This topic is from the mathematics paper 1 and paper 2. This is the session number 11 for mathematics paper 1 and paper 2. If you haven't watched my previous videos, please do watch it. In this, I'll be sharing you lots of concepts, along with we'll be practicing lots of MCQs as well. Okay, if you're targeting for the CTET December 2023, I have a notice for you guys by Global Online University that for paper 1 and paper 2 we have launched a complete course where we'll be discussing the whole syllabus of paper 1 as well as for the paper 2. Here we'll be provided with the following features. Full syllabus video lectures will be provided to you. These lectures are going to help you a lot to clear all the concepts. Along with this, students, the educator will share you lots of tips and tricks over here so that you can solve the question paper with 100% accuracy. At the same time, full syllabus notes will be provided, which is available in the form of PDF, easily downloaded through your mobile phone as well. Okay, so 50 plus mock tests are also provided. These mock tests are going to help you a lot to test your preparation. Along with this, students, the question asked in the mock test are directly replicated in the examination as well. Hence, this is very much important feature. Along with this, full syllabus MCQ PDF will be provided, which is again easily downloaded through your mobile phone. These MCQs are designed in such a way that you will be provided with the most exam relevant and important MCQs. Okay, the course fees for the all above features is rupees 3000. This fees is for the paper 1 as well as for the paper 2. Okay, so compiled paper 1 plus paper 2, if you are preparing for both the papers, the course fees is just 3000 rupees. And if you are targeting the individual paper, that is paper 1 or paper 2, the course fees is 2000 each. Okay, so you can go and download the Global Online application or contact us on this given WhatsApp number for further more details or for the enrollment of the course. Okay, so without any further ado, let's begin with the topic. Today we'll be talking about some angles. Okay, some important angles. So here, look now, linear pair of angles are formed when two lines intersect with each other at a single point. Okay, so what does it says? That linear pair of angle, it means these are the angles when two lines intersect each other at a single point. We'll see the figures of these also. Okay, just understand the definition first. The angles are said to be linear if they are adjacent to each other after the intersection of two lines. Okay, so after the intersection of two lines, the angles are said to be linear if they are exactly next to each other, adjacent to each other. Okay, the sum of the angles of the linear pair is always 180-degree. Such angles are known as supplementary angles. These are known as supplementary angles. Next, look here, what are the adjacent angles? We know adjacent angles we have already discussed in our previous class of basic foundation, where we have seen that the adjacent angles were the angles which were which are having common vertex, or they were attached, two lines attached to a common point. Also we have seen that, right? Okay, so at that particular point, angles are formed, and those angles are nothing but they are called as adjacent angles. Okay, hence here as well, the linear angles have a common vertex. Also there will be a common arm for them. This is already again discussed. A real example of a linear pair is the ladder. Okay, the ladder on which the ladder which we use to reach height, right? We know this. So this particular linear pair or the adjacent angle, okay, linear pair of adjacent angle, or we can say the adjacent angles example is ladder, where the angles are formed. We are going to see which angles and all. Okay, we'll discuss that also again in detail. Okay, this was a little bit theoretical. Moving on now, what are axioms? Okay, so in previous class we have discussed what is the line segment. Okay, in case of line segment, we have again seen an angle named as, if I am not wrong, we have already completed it, right? Just let me just go through the previous slides once. We have seen what is straight angle, that is equal to 180-degree, right? I think we have discussed. Yes, we have already discussed. Yes, right. So we have already discussed this. Okay, so what is straight angle, what is segment, what are lines? Okay, we have already discussed. Now let us move on. Axiom 1. Okay, now here if you see, I have given a figure. Okay, I'll give the explanation as well. Now look here, if a ray stands on a line, and try to understand this, if a ray stands on a line then the adjacent angles form the linear pair of angle. Okay, if a ray stands on a line, then the adjacent angles, they form the linear pair of angle. What does it means? In the above figure, in the given figure, all the line segments, there are actually these are the segments, right? This is the complete line A to B, but this particular part is called as segment AB. Okay, similarly, if we look at the black line over here, this is segment CD. On line, this is the segment CD. On the next line, this is the segment PQ. So all these segments are passing through a point named as O. Okay, all the line segments are passing through the point O as shown in the figure. As the ray OA lies on the line segment CD, look here now, OA lies on the line segment CD. Just you have to look at this particular figure. I'll draw it on the other side. This is, for example, line, and this is the line segment CD. Okay, on this particular line segment, what is the portion line here? This is of OA, right? This is OA. Okay, due to this two particular things over here, that is the line segment CD and the segment OB ka chota sa part, okay, that is the small portion of the segment OB, that is OA. Okay, so here, due to this, certain angles are formed. That is, look here now, this is the angle O, this is the angle O, or we can say this is the angle AOD. This is the angle AOD, this one, right? Similarly, here again an angle is formed, that is angle AOC, right? Angle AOC. Similarly, there are certain angles due to this intersection of different segments at one particular point. Like as if we consider here, that let's consider this particular AB as a segment, okay? Okay, on this particular AB segment, again, due to the intersection of this particular OD, look here, from the complete line segment CD, I am considering such a small part, that is OD. Okay, due to this DO or OD, certain angles are formed. Okay, this was A, this was B. So due to this segment, or due to this intersection of these two lines, angles are formed, that is angle DOA, this is the angle DOB, right? Okay, so these are nothing but, these are called as linear pairs of angles. These angles, that is angle DOA, angle DOB is the linear pair. In the previous thing, what we have seen, where we have considered this particular line CD, or the line segment CD, on which AO was intersecting over here, AO was intersecting. Okay, so this particular angle, that is angle AOD, angle AOC, these are the linear pairs of angles. These are considered to be the linear pairs of angles. Okay, so I'll note it over here after rubbing all this. In this particular figure, we can conclude that angle AOD is a linear pair with what? Angle AOC. Okay, just note it down. Angle AOD and angle AOC, these are forming what? These are the linear pairs. Similarly, angle QOD and angle POD. Look here now, angle QOD, this one. I'll just make sure that I'll use different colors. AOD, now look here, QOD, it means this one. Okay, and angle POD means this one, right? These are nothing but, these are the linear pairs. These are forming the linear pairs. Okay, so this was one particular part that I wanted to explain about the linear pairs of angles. Moving on to the next, if two angles are actually a linear pair, then there is a property. Then the uncommon arms of both the angles form a straight line. Always remember, whenever two angles are forming a linear pair, it means 180 degree, right? Linear pair, it means 180 degree. Then the uncommon arm, that is the third arm, okay, it is going to form a straight line. I'll explain you it in detail. Now look here, in the figure given here, only the last one represents the linear pair. How come? I'll show you. Here, look now. The summation of the adjacent angles over here, this is the 75 degree. This is 75 degree, right? This angle is 105 degree. If I take the summation of the angles over here, okay, adjacent angles, I'll get the summation is equal to 180 degree. The summation is equal to 180 degree. But in case of other angles, like here, the summation is going to be 120 degree, right? Here the summation is going to be 120 degree plus 75 degree. It means 5, 9 and 195 degree. So only here, only in case of this particular third diagram, the summation of the angles is equal to 180 degree. So what we can conclude that in case of the linear pairs, the summation should be or must be 180 degree. We know this, the summation must be 180 degree. In case of the first and in case of the second diagram, the summation is not 180 degree simply. So the third line which is obtaining over here cannot be the straight line. It cannot be a straight line. Here also it cannot be a straight line. But in case of the third figure, if we look here, the summation of the adjacent angles of the linear pairs is equal to 180 degree. Therefore here we can conclude that the summation 105 plus 75, that is angle AOC plus angle BOC is equal to 180 degree. So the next line, the uncommon arm, which is the uncommon arm from this figure? The uncommon arm is arm AB. Okay, I'm sorry. Look here now. The uncommon arm is arm AB. This is the uncommon arm. Okay, so this is going to be a straight line. This is going to be a straight line. This is going to a straight arm or straight line. Okay, whenever you are taking actually the summation, just look at the uncommon arm. Okay, which we haven't considered in this diagram, whole diagram. That is AOB is considered, BOC is considered, so OC is considered, but the arm AB is not considered. So this is considered to be, or this is concluded to be, the straight line. Okay, this was some common features of the axioms which I have mentioned over here. Okay, these are going to help you to solve the question based upon the linear pairs questions. Okay, in the mathematical problems, this is going to help you a lot. Okay, so now look here, I have given an example. Suppose two angles, that is angle AOC and angle BOC, form a linear pair at point O and in a line segment AB. Okay, if the difference between the two angles is 60 degree, then find both angles. Let's try to draw the diagram first. Okay, so what is given here? If we look here in the given question, two angles are forming, angle AOC and angle BOC, at a particular point O due to the line segment AB. Let's consider this to be a line where line segment is AB. Okay, on it, if we consider if we consider this one particular line. Okay, so at an intersection, at this particular intersection, let us consider this to be C. Okay, at this particular intersection, or due to this particular intersection, angles are formed, that is angle AOC. This is the angle AOC and this is the angle BOC. Okay, if the difference between the angles, is equal to 60 degree, this is the given data over here, that is angle AOC minus angle BOC is given is equal to 60 degree. Okay, just focus on the statement number 1, where both the angles are considered or given in the question as the linear pair. So we know that the summation of the linear pair is equal to 180 degree. Before that, let me consider this to be equation number 1. Okay, now as we know that the summation of the angles is equal to 180 degree, so angle AOC plus angle BOC is equal to 180 degree. We know this already. Okay, let us consider this to be the equation number 2. If I add both these equations to each other, adding equation 1 and 2 to each other, okay, I hope you are understanding my handwriting. Okay, so if I add these both equations over here, I will get angle, or twice I'll get, look here, now look here, how I'm going to add it, just you have to understand this. Plus angle BOC is equal to 180 degree, this was the equation number 2. If I add to it angle AOC minus of angle BOC, this is equation number 1. If I add these both equations, here I'll get angle AOC plus angle AOC as 2 angle AOC, plus angle BOC minus angle BOC, this is going to cancel out, right? So this will give me 180 plus 60 degree, that is equal to 240 degree. So if 2 angle AOC is equal to 240 degree, then angle AOC will be equal to 240 divided by 2, that is equal to 120 degree. So I have got here angle AOC. Now I can find angle BOC as well, right? So if I put angle AOC's value in any one of the given equations of 1 or 2, I can simply find out the value of angle BOC as well. Now look here, angle AOC, if I put the value of angle AOC in equation second, then I'll get angle AOC, the value is equal to 120 degree, right? So this is equal to 120 degree plus angle BOC is equal to 180 degree. So angle BOC is equal to 180 degree minus 120 degree. This will give me 60 degree. So this is the type of question that can be asked in your examination. Okay, so if you know the concept of the linear pair, if you know how the linear pairs or the adjacent angles are formed, you can clearly solve out this type of questions. Okay, so let us solve more examples in the upcoming session, where all the session is dedicated to the examples only. Again, we will also see lots of pairs of angles over there. Okay, so this was the end of today's session, students. One more session will be uploaded in today's day itself. Okay, so I'll try to upload it as soon as possible. Okay, so this was the end of today's lecture. Thank you for watching it. If you're liking the video, please do hit the like button and let me know in the comment section, and whatever the topics you need me to cover up, you can let me know that too in the comment section. And if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe it, so that whenever the educator is live, you can get the notification on the channel itself. Okay, so thank you for joining the session. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.